Hi everyone, welcome back to another Beyblade vs Sparking or Super King unboxing, and we have ourselves finally, after what was a pretty lengthy delay, I think around about 2 weeks or a bit more, our B-172 World Spriggan Bay, and I am so hyped about this one. It has a lot going on with it, which I'm pretty darn keen to check out. And of course, we have Shu there in the bottom right as his owner, and it just would not be Spriggan without him. So let's get into it with our parts listing over on the back here. We'll start up top here, actually, because it does, have a small diagram pointing out all the different features of this bay. As I said, there are quite a few, but we'll get into them more once we go through our list here and also open him up. On the lip, we've got a partially assembled image there and a stat, and then our actual parts now. So we've got our Spriggan sparking chip, and then below him the world ring. So that's a reversible ring. You can flip it over and get both left and right rotation out of it. And below him a new double chassis, so 2B or 2 balanced chassis. And then finally our driver, which are making a little comeback, because I think it used to be on Storm Spriggan. We've got Unite again, but it is a dash version, so Unite Dash, and I really do like that driver. Always performed really good. And then finally over here on the right, another diagram showing us some of those gimmicks that we are getting with this bay. One being a counter mode, which not only springs back, pushing back your opponent a little bit, but locks up the chassis so it won't burst when contacting that point. And then to the chassis itself, which also has a gimmick. It is has a free spinning frame on it, so you can lock that up also by rotating that chassis 180 degrees. And that'll be it for our packaging. And I'm sorry I haven't had much content out lately. I actually ended up breaking my toe, so I've just been recovering a little bit from that. So quick awesome viewing of my horrible foot there, and I'll start getting some more content out now. I'm starting to mend a little bit, and let's get this guy opened up. Okay, well, we didn't get the rare recolored chassis, but we've got the bay anyway, which is the thing that I'm most excited about. So let's get those stickers on and get stuck into this review. Well, our stickers are on, and there was quite a few, so that took longer than I thought, but we're on to the review side of things now, and let's start off with our Spriggan chip. So we've got our Spriggan chip here, and I love how they've done the design of this, especially with the stickering and paint. So we've got the black sticker on gold paint on one side and the gold sticker on black paint on the other side, so representing both halves of that ring with that. And then we've got the centerpiece there, so the S design on that metal center, which isn't removable, of course, with these metal incorporated chips. And the face, even, it looks like it's got like teeth to it, which looks pretty intimidating when you look up close at that. So yeah, all sorts of good. And then we've got the ability to switch from left to right with it, of course. So we've got the L indicator and R indicator there. We're on R at the moment, and you just give it a little twist towards the L and you'll feel it click out, and then it'll click in to line up perfectly with that lettering. And there we can go on the left rotating side of our ring with that. And actually, when you do click it out of those positions, you notice that little star design there move about. So that looks sweet. So yeah, I actually really want to weigh this up real quick and do a quick comparison with the other metal incorporated chips. So oops, we'll just get that turned on, and he weighs up at 4.07, and then the Diabolos chip 4.09. Keep saying 0 point first. And finally the Lucifer chip, which is so heavy, 5.64. So very similar in weight to the Diabolos one with that, but still the lightest metal incorporated chip that we've gotten so far. And we'll move on to the ring. Next up is our world ring. So this is where stuff gets pretty interesting. It is a bounce type, so it's got lots of defensive and attacking points on it. It's rounded well, and it is reversible. So we've got the right rotating side here. So we've got the R indication there, which they put a nice little sticker over for this half. And then over to the other half here, we've got the left rotating side, and it looks really awesome with all that black and orange and yellow there. So yeah, actually I think I prefer the black side here over the gold and white one. No rubber this time. It seems they skip that with every second generation since Requiem. So we got Requiem, which had the rubber, and then we had Chose Spriggan, which they missed out on, and then the last Spriggan, we had the rubber make a bit of a comeback in that. But yeah, now we're back to just plastic, and now comes the gimmick side of things for this ring. So we've got these two sections here either side, which are spring loaded, so they when they get depressed here, they actually expose an attacking point too when that happens. But they'll lock in these two plastic tabs here into your chassis, preventing that disc at the core of it from passing those points. So a bit of a burst protection system, so it'll prevent your bay from bursting, getting past that point, as well as that spring back action pushing your opponent away. So yeah, some multi features with that gimmick there. Really impressive, and I really like this design. And we'll move on to our chassis now, our new double chassis, the 2B. Here it is, our 2B chassis, or the 2 balance chassis, the second one that we've gotten so far, and a very much designed for Spriggan, and you can see that in the patterns surrounding it. We've got those little diamond sections. It's kind of got a star shape to it, so imitating that little surround to the core of our sparking chip, as well as those three distinct dot grooves, which we've seen on previous Spriggan bays, and also on this one, on our ring there. And it has a gimmick, so it's got a free spinning frame, which will help absorb blows from your opponent, but then that can also be locked into place, which occurs when you put your ring into a certain position. So we'll see how we go locking our ring in just now, see what happens. So free spinning in that position, but if we do detach that and spin it around 180 and lock it back in, that should lock it in place, and it does. There we go, and it now becomes sort of defensive attack style. We've got these two larger parts either side of it there, which will provide a nice bit of attack, and then all the others give us a bit of defensive contact. Yeah, so that's really awesome. How's our teeth on this guy underneath there? So three nice, well, actually four nice large teeth, and they look pretty deep, so we're going to have a pretty decent burst resistance with those, which we will check out when we check out those clicks when we do assemble him. I'm just going to weigh him up real quick as well, because I would like to know just how heavy it is. So we're 46.39. So if I'm correct about this, we'll compare that to the 1B, so 42. So yeah, quite a bit of difference. And we'll go our heaviest one here, 47. So if I'm correct, this should be the second heaviest double chassis that we've gotten so far. And yeah, we'll go to our driver lastly here before we piece this guy together and get him into a stadium. And our driver is Unite Dash. So yeah, really awesome driver. I've always been a fan of this guy, and it's really great to see it back again. And the way it works is we've got a small plastic tip to it there that protrudes out just the slightest amount, surrounded by a rubber section, and you can get both stamina and attack out of it depending on your launch strategy. So of course an angle launch is going to give you a lot more attack, and trying to launch flat onto that tip will give you a bit more stamina, as well as when it does balance itself out, it will gain a little bit of stamina after attacking. So yeah, really great. I love the gold and the red on it, and it is a dash, as I mentioned, so way stronger spring in there, that gold spring on the inside. And yeah, quick review of that. And let's piece this bay together now, and then we'll get on to the test launch phase. We've got all of our parts down now, and let's assemble this guy. We're going to go right rotation, start things off, lock that chip in, and then our chassis, have the free spinning, and finally that driver, that dash driver. And alright, well, those clicks are pretty decent, but not the strongest I felt for a dash driver, especially with that Diabolos release. When putting a dash driver on that's just ridiculously strong. We'll try real quick a regular driver. So yeah, that's not too bad with a regular driver. Just doesn't feel like there's a huge difference when we add a dash between the two, but it is a double chassis, so chances of bursting are pretty minimal. And then we've got that gimmick which also helps prevent any burst. So we'll get that weighing machine out one last time and get our overall weight here. So 66.51. That is pretty decent. Okay, now we'll get that stadium out and finish things off with our test launch. Here we go, not our regular filming position, but just try something new real quick for this unboxing. And we've got our lighting out even, so our Spriggan here is looking nice and shiny. And what better launcher than the red and gold sparking launcher for this. And here we go, 3, 2, 1, go shoot. So small angle launch there, so get that attack pattern going. Nice movement with that, and then there we are, moving into the center and running on the very tip of that driver, so good stamina. And then let's go straight flat launch, which is well, you know, easier said than done. We'll just leave that. I could probably do that a few times and get it wrong. And let's go back the other way now. So we'll just flip our ring around and switch that chip into left rotation. And there we are, lock that into place. We're on, still free spinning frame. And there we are. And of course we've got to get out our non-color themed sparking launcher, and 3, 2, 1, go shoot. So I did try to flat launch once again, and there we go. Nice movement, and jeez, that said, I really do like that left rotating side of the bay a little bit more. All that black and gold just looks brilliant, especially while it's spinning. And there we are. So really awesome. I'm sure I'd get a lot more movement out of it if I hard launched. But that'll do for this upload, and absolutely 100% recommend getting this guy. It's going to be a really great addition to your bay collection, and yeah, definitely going to be a formidable opponent for any bay. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. Till next time, enjoy the rest of your day.